Let's go ahead and pop our booty over to Long Notch and do a side quest. Side quest for a weapon we're not even really going to use. Why? Because I can. Unless you want us to just go ahead and end it.
Don't live your life for the sake of your song.
Nah.
Your song will come on its own.
Outlander.
How many of us
It
died
would be my
in the
honor
Red
to
Raids,
speak with you.
and yet one
I've heard
murder
of your
cause.
interest. Each of the many verses of your song tells of an impossible victory. The notes echo across the cut.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
That I know. My song used to echo around Banur. Umnak, the hunter of legendary machines. That's why I'm here. For another. They call it the claws beneath. Or they did when I was younger. Its defeat would have given my song a fine end. I used to travel between Banur and the Cut without stopping to sleep. But this trip, my bones ache, Huntress.
My bones, they ache.
But you, out hunting Aratak, leading your own Werak. If half your song is true, you are the only hunter I'd trust to go in my place.
You want me to hunt for you?
Not just for me, no. For an old friend.
You want me to hunt in your place? Is that some kind of Banuk custom?
Well, perhaps it should be, but no. We survive and we prevail, until we fail to do either. I confess, this is not easy for me.
I confess.
For any other machine, I would die as I have lived. A Banuk hunter, weapon raised. But too many good lives have been lost to the claws. Throwing my old corpse atop the pile accomplishes nothing. Better to live in a world without the claws than to die while it still makes children orphans.
Sounds like you've got a reputation.
To be Banuk is to push your body to its limits. I found my limits higher than most.
My limits are higher.
Fearsome machines needed killing, and in my youth, I found I had a talent for killing. Even now, my name carries such weight that when the claws beneath re-emerged, the Werak came to me.
Do you still have the same faith in yourself that your Werak seems to have?
Perhaps I did. Before I held my bow in shaking hands. Noticed, for the first time, the spots on my knuckles. What a strange thing it is to be old.
My beard
To stare
clips into my
backward and see
clothing.
such distance. But to stare forward at a looming wall.
This machine, the claws beneath. Why travel all the way to the Cut just to hunt it?
Some songs. They include a refrain. The return of a past moment. It seemed fitting.
You've hunted this thing before.
Must have been 20 winters past. We were so close to bringing the claws to bay. Closer than anyone else ever got.
We?
Me and my friend. He was a chieftain of my Werak then, a skilled hunter. Every few years, the claws would emerge in a new location. I knew of 2 chieftains he'd sent to their burial pyres.
Not the chief.
My friend became the 3rd. This hunt, I had hoped to complete it in his honor.
This is obviously important to you, Umnak. Are you sure you want someone else to take down this machine?
Now, I am no longer a match for the claws beneath, if I ever was. If I face it, it will kill me. Of this I have no doubt. The Banuk blood in my veins screams at me to take on the claws myself. But I must see it brought down. And dead men see precious little.
All right, Umnak. I'll do what I
Dead
can.
man
I've no
see
doubt you can
precious
do
little.
quite a lot. The stories say the claws beneath returns here only once every 6 winters. The whispers I've heard say it now makes its home on the northeast edge of the cut. Hunt well.
Hunt well. Alright, let's go hunt these claws below. Oh god, I know what it is. Man, I don't want to hunt this thing. God damn it. It's gonna be a freaking, like, uber powerful mole person, and I'm gonna hate life. Let's do it. Sounds fun. Hehehehe. The Oseram Arrow Breaker protects against projectile arrows. Aren't all arrows projectiles? They protect against projectile arrows. Anyway. Specifically, it only projects against projectile arrows. After playing freaking Elden Ring yesterday, I'm like, the last thing I want to do is just take this big long trek on foot. Now when I've got a horsey, then I'm most likely gonna run off the edge because I don't pay attention to where I'm going. Yar, har, har. It would have been faster to just run this. But I'm stubborn. Some say too stubborn.
Umnak said I'd find the claws beneath nearby.
Yeah, judging by, like, the terrain. Oh, no, I have to take out one of these things, too. Great. Yep, I'm right. See that thing? That mound basically tells you what we're fighting. Do you know what would be really mean? If that right there was actually the thing.
There you are. Just like Umnak said.
May override it? There we go.
This tower could be useful.
Yeah, I'll take free hits on this butthole. Hey, hey, hey. He's right below us. Surprise, motherfucker! Jesus. Pop up, mother trucker. I missed. Now I have a cat that wants it, and I'm like, sorry, Bob. He's like a very ungraceful land dolphin. Lucius, chill your butt. I cannot get up and get you right now. Lucius is very insistent I let him in right now, and I cannot. Alright, one hit and he's dead. Got him.
The claws beneath. Umnak wasn't lying when he said you were tough.
You know, but this is why you stay in. Oh well. All right. We can basically get rid of anything that's green. We do not need green. Oops. No crafting. Modify our spear. Yeah. 26 and 17. Much better. Let's see, we've got freeze arrows. Yeah, I'll add that. Shock arrows, yeah, I'll add that on. And corruption, yeah, sure, we got corruption. Let's go. What else can we put on our stuff? That thing has got everything, and then... Wait, where's our up modification? Oh, there you are. Alright. Well, that was a fun distraction. Not at all what I was expecting, to be honest. Now I think the other cat wants in.
Hello there.
The other cat most assuredly wants in. Lucius doesn't want anything to do with the other cat, so... Alright, so potentially we have another quest? I'm waiting for, like, Umnak to not actually exist, and, like, it's just like, Umnak died 6 years ago trying to bring this to peace. It's like, but who told us to do this? Now he here.
It's over. It wasn't easy, but that rock breaker won't be hurting anyone anymore.
The claws beneath, brought low by an outlander. This part of your song will travel far.
I don't know if I'll ever get used to that.
I've found people rarely live up to their songs. You're an exception, though. And you've done me a true kindness. My foe is buried now, like so many of the hunters it killed. My friend, my chieftain. You would be pleased to know his fate won't befall anyone else. Take this in thanks. I believe you've more than earned it.
Good for a were-act to see its chieftain change. All hunters should aspire to be.
And now he
Find
wants
anything
out.
interesting lately?
I might have. Let's talk.
I might have.
A weapon that spits flame, huh? Like this one? I took this thing off an Oseram bandit. Think you could do anything with it?
You got my forge fire back? Well, if you took down Olgrid and ask.
My
I'm
headset.
gonna need a bellowback snout. Any bellowbacks will do. Can you handle it alone?
I think I can manage that. This forge fire of yours, what do you need to finish it up?
Like I said,
Yeah.
If I find anything,
you better.
Unfortunately, if my headset gets unplugged,
The murderer quickly.
it tries to go to one of my many other microphones, like, or my other output devices, mostly the Elgato stuff. Right, so we have to kill any kind of bellowback. Right. So yes, sorry, that's what happened. I do apologize, but I went as fast as I can to get this thing back in. freaking cats attacking the door. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do? No, I understand. Yeah, if the audio disappears, it's because of that, unfortunately. Alright. Bellebec should be pretty easy. Just shoot them in the giant bubble butt. And then in their bullfrog throat. And they're dead. It'd be really nice if the cats would stop playing at my door, though.
Okay, now we're sneaking. That should do it. Varja can finish her forge fire.
Easy. Look how simple that is. It was easy peasy, a lemon. Okay. She'll upgrade our fire forge, which we won't use anyway. You are a lemon. And why are you a lemon? Because you are sour.
Hunting grounds are illegitimate pretenders. Ours is the real thing.
I don't know. I've eaten straight lemon before, and it's pretty good.
Good.
Find anything interesting lately?
I might have. Let's talk.
Find anything interesting lately?
I've got what you asked for. Show me what you had in mind for the forge fire.
Finally! Was feeling like I neglected her. And that's a little too close to my family life. She's done, and she's yours. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Looks great. I almost expected you to turn it into a burning ropecaster or something.
Nah, she was close to perfect from the start. She's a Varja original, after all.
She's a Varja original, after all.
Thanks for your work on the forge.
Pleasure. I mean, you couldn't be more of an improvement on her last owner.
You think you...
I've never seen a weapon that... You know, I tried to ask...
How'd that go?
How do you think?
If I find it...
You better...
How do you think?
Handle your shards on fancy weapons. Without real skill, they're as useful as card.
Ah, that is... Okay. I could buy that. I need a fire claw lens to get that down, but I mean, we could just get ourselves that. I would get this, but we don't have enough blue gleam, so
The Karja can call
Alright. I'm going to modify my weapons. I wish I could just, like, transfer items over. So, basically... I'll take the best ice, the best shock, and the best corruption. Not that we're gonna use them, but... Alright, let's talk to Erthok.
Long Notch is well stocked, as you asked.
And our scouts are watching for more frost claws.
Our numbers rise. 3 more hunters have passed their trials. But our purpose was to take back the mountain. Now what?
Stay prepared. Sharpen your spears. Should we not return, defending the cut falls to you. If our chieftain agrees with his course.
Sounds like good advice, but let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Chieftain?
The weight of command is no small burden.
I can see that. I take it you haven't spoken to Araya yet?
Why should I? This is what she wanted, to return to Thunder's Drum. It is her only care.
It is her only
So
care.
I should have known she would find a way to push aside my spear. After the Karja took my sister, not all of her came back.
What happened to Araya when she was a captive of the Karja?
As a shaman, she's adept with machines. Tracking them, stunning them. The Karja used her to capture them for the Sun Ring, where they were unleashed upon the innocent. They made her part of their blood sport. The shame she suffered beneath their pitiless sun.
She survived.
She endured. Endured
She
by reminding
endured.
herself of the spirit, her purpose. And now that's all she has.
Tell me what happened to the first expedition.
Rhea led the way to the summit, but it was blocked by a great door. Some kind of cauldron, new metal. We tried to break through, but it was unflinching. We were exhausted, no way forward and machines behind. I made the call to push back. It cost us greatly. But to remain would have cost us everything. I had hoped to never subject Araya to that again.
What do you think is beyond that door?
I do not know. That expanse of metal, that dead hum. Nothing sacred belongs there. Machines and death, that's what the mountain holds. Death for us or for the daemon.
And if we do find the spirit?
Then perhaps we should put it out of its misery.
For what it's worth, I'm glad you're coming with me.
Someone has to keep Araya safe.
Someone has to keep Araya safe. Alright, I'm hoping this DLC ties up a lot of other loose ends in the main story, but I also highly doubt it. This feels like a, hey, we want stuff about the Bannock. So they gave us stuff about the Bannock. Will we get much more? I don't know.
I wish you luck on the mountain.
Aloy, this is it. My chance to reunite with the spirit and perhaps to reunite her with the blue light.
I see what you mean
I
now.
would have had alone.
That
I needed an outsider. Someone
that
ignorant
dialogue
of
line
ways,
was
but
below the screen. It
not
wasn't
ignorant.
even.
Are you?
It's not even on my
trying to
capture
flank me,
card.
Araya?
Yes, of course. That's what you do. Untangle knots. Create possibilities. Thank you for making this pilgrimage possible.
But then it corrected itself and put itself
I only
really
wish it
high
had
up.
not been
Really
necessary
weird,
to
but
Aratak.
so that's why I was just like, it doesn't look
You were
wrong,
wise
but you did
to
see
let
it
him come.
last time.
He's earned
So
the right. Stubborn as stone, but he's had to be. The war demanded it. And so have I.
Aratak told me you were a captive
Yes.
of the Karja for a long time. It sounded bad.
For Aratak, it all comes back to that. He thinks the Karja changed me. They did not. They merely sharpened my focus. When all else is lost, you think about what's truly important. The spirit. The blue light. The beyond. And my brother, too. Every time I felt the chill northern wind, I thought of him. Worried for him.
What did the war do to Aratak?
He cut away everything until only his true self remained. Unyielding ice. No Banuk has more sheer will. He fought the Karja for 1,000 freezing nights, yet always rallied his hunters at sunrise. It is said he endured 23 wounds in those years. His hunters counted them. He never complains of one. Instead,
23 wounds.
he complains that life with me is harder. He's right. What have I ever given him but struggle?
Now that I'm chieftain of the Werak, I don't suppose I can order you to tell me about Silence?
Aratak would never have presumed to grasp for a secret of the Conclave. But you are not Aratak, and if you have dealt with Silence, your need is well apparent. Silence came to Ban-Ur from the distant north, a young shaman of the Owl's Watch. A remote Werak that rarely comes south to parley.
Silence was a shaman.
He was. Or at least, when we sent runners to ask the Owl's Watch, they said he was. His knowledge of the machines was beyond compare, and he was hungry to trade what he knew to the rest of us. It didn't take him long to gain the trust of the Conclave, and eventually, an invitation to attend.
What about you? Did you trust him?
No,
No.
but he impressed me. He carried himself with poise and authority. I wanted to learn from him, but that was not to be. He was granted knowledge of our most sacred meeting place, the frozen caves of the Malmstrom, a month's march from Ban-Ur. He met with us there, as is custom at high winter. But when we next returned, the caves had been looted. Relics of the old world stolen. Holes cut in ice and metal.
Yeah, that'd be Silence, all right.
He vanished with the spoils. We sent our best trackers after him. None returned. And when we checked back with the Owl's Watch, those who had vouched for him were gone. As though he never existed. Some in the Conclave began to doubt he was even Banuk to begin with.
And what do you think?
He committed an unforgivable sacrilege. He's unscrupulous and dangerous. But also brilliant, skilled, and knowledgeable without equal. Except, perhaps, for you. Anyone else I would warn off, but you may be able to treat with him safely. Just don't lower your guard.
I'll keep that in mind, Horea.
Ow.
Thanks.
Don't fight me, bitch. So that really does make it sound like Silence is probably coming back in the second game.
What are we gonna find up there, Horea?
Ruins. Machines. And a door, like that of a cauldron. I have faith that you can find a way through it, Aloy. For beyond it lies the spirit. I know I can find her there. Though I do not doubt that Daemon has tried to hide the way.
It hasn't been easy for you, Horea. Getting back to this point.
It was all to hear her voice again. This time, we both will.
I'd like that.
Are you ready then? Once we ascend, it will be hard to turn back.
Alright, let's do it.
Finally, we ascend.
How? I don't see a way up.
Not up. Through.
No, brother!
It's a vent. Oh, that's funny. They started an emergency.
Come. The spirit awaits.
That's not all that awaits.
Smoke has been detected within the facility. This is not a drill. Please remain calm and proceed to the nearest exit.
That is incredibly clever.
Not a drill.
So you see,
Please remain
I
calm
too can
and
call upon the
proceed
power
to
of
the
the old
nearest
ones.
exit.
She's just like, clever.
What was this place?
The spirit once told me that this all used to be part of its domain. A fortress that defended humankind from a terrible danger.
Fortress. It looks more like a machine.
Is that not fitting? The blue light often dwells in machines.
Let's just hope that some remains here.
Let's just hope some remains here.
Metal pillars.
November 21st, 2064.
I still don't
It's been
like it.
3 years since I was last here, and 12 since I was running the place. Just a skeleton crew left, confused about why I'm here. So am I. Anita wants me to find a way to suspend operations for a while, maybe a long while, and I don't know why. But from the sound of her voice, it was something terrifying. I wish I could look into her eyes, ask her what the hell she's so freaked out about, but what else is new? When don't I wish I could look into her eyes again?
Aloy? Were you listening for something?
There are memories here. Messages left by the old ones.
And you can hear them.
Stop.
I envy you.
You're not coming back. Get out.
What did they say?
I'm not sure yet, Araya.
He is literally
Once these
in and out,
halls
in
rang
and
with
out,
the spirit's
in and out.
presence.
What the fuck, dude? Dude.
Here, up and over.
He is in a tizzy today, and I don't know why. It's fine. He's just been a little, I don't know, almost off today. I truly don't understand what's wrong with him. I hope he's okay. He's being very standoffish. More so than usual. Kenny's homecoming. Turn to the director emeritus. Decent hollow title. No, bad title and we're subject. The camera crew would die of boredom. Whatever, Gina. It's still the most excitement this hell cave's seen in a long time. Your standards for exciting are depressingly low. I'll squeeze what I can out of this, thanks. You always were a little sweet on Kenny. What? No way. His ears are enormous. Besides, he's way too busy mooning over Anita. I want to know what he's doing here in the first place. It's not normal. He helped engineer the most advanced geothermal facility in history, then rode off into the sunset. Now he wants to check up on his masterwork. Seems normal to me. But why now? He keeps poking around in the cooling facility and asking questions about CYAN. Do you think there's something wrong? Last I checked, there's been no deviation in any of our readings since the most recent earthquake swarm. Microquake swarm. Maybe Kenny likes taking field trips on Pharaoh's dime. It's been 14 years. They would have frozen those accounts by now. Has it been that long? Man, I'm old. Not old, just boring. I can't place where this is in terms of the story, the main story. Like, are these things that are happening post like world shutdown? Are they happening like during world shutdown, like. Hoo-cha!
Machines. At least we have the drop on them.
Get these small things taken care of. Welcome back. Oh, I missed one.
We must climb higher, and our path will become clear.
Hey, guess who's at my door wanting in? It's a shame. I told him he's not coming back. If he leaves, he's not coming back. Not during the stream. He's gonna walk in, meow at me, then stand at the door and try to eat a cord.
We can make our way upwards when you're done, Aloy.
That kiss must have been in the spring of 2047, about 6 months after the main facility opened. We were behind schedule and new data indicated that an incident was close, maybe only weeks away. I was exhausted, losing weight, barely speaking except to give orders. Passed by Anita in the battery depot. She looked at me and frowned, then pulled me into this room and kissed me. A long kiss, the best kind. I can still remember the feel of her hand on the back of my neck. After, she looked at me and smiled, and went back to work without saying a word. I'll never forget that moment, her touch, her unspoken generosity. After she left the project, I spent years beating myself up for not keeping her somehow. Every time I ran into her at a conference, I felt thrilled and lost and confused all at the same time. I was hoping we might have a few drinks and, well, rekindle. It's only after I saw her on stage in the Hollow in 58, accepting the Mind Challenge reward in Austin with Elizabeth Solbeck, presenting no less, glowing and happy and fulfilled, that it dawned on me that I hadn't done anything wrong at all. I could finally see she had what she wanted, and it simply wasn't me. Oof.
Gonna come in handy.
Yes, this way.
Yes! This way.
Not much farther now.
Last we were here, we fought our way through there. But machines overcame us. We retreated, dropping supplies and taking losses. Now we must prevail, with only 2 warriors and a shaman to protect.
Aloy is no ordinary warrior. And I can hold my own. Even so, we could go that way instead. There are machines up there, but also cover. We could stay hidden, at least for a while.
All right, I get the options. Now follow my lead.
What do you think about
Pipes, towers, steam, frost. What was all this for?
what have we got? What do you think about the Aratok's look with the whole he's got like a goatee, giant ass sideburns. But it's all like chopped up.
Looking for cover in case machines came prowling. I have no doubt that it is guarded now, but we may be able to stay hidden.
Stalkers.
Stay down as well.
Hate stalkers. It's 1 stalker, 1 scrapper, a red eye. Is that it? 2 scrappers, 3 scrappers, 4 scrappers. What was that noise, Aratok? He screamed, "That's me, quiet as a cat." Stealth.
Press on. Stay low.
Stay low. My name's not Alo, it's Aloy. Gosh, get it right, Aratok. Stay low. Alo, Aloy. That's right, big guy. Come here. Get petted.
Why aren't we moving?
Oof.
It's cold. As if there's chill water running through those massive pipes. Why?
Power cell. Oh yeah, it has a radar.
We go where you go. Be wary of mines. There's stalkers in the air. We tripped a mine. Brace yourself.
Shh. Nice and quiet.
I love how he's like, beware of mines. Immediately runs over here and trips a mine.
Let's move. Quiet as we can.
Got it!
I'll stay as quiet as I can.
Great. Oh.
Now they're hunting me.
Press on. Stay low.
Haven't really been spotted too much, but I'll take it. There's no but. There's just an I'll take it.
There's a door up ahead. We're almost through.
He's crying outside my door, but he just wants in to be let out again.
I'd have to leave something else behind. Is this a projector? Maybe to show holograms without a focus. Let's see if I can restore power. Aratak Araya, you might see shapes drawn from light. Don't be alarmed.
It'll take more than light to alarm me.
Thank you for being here, everyone. I suppose it's not every day you get to have cocktails inside an active volcano, right? Unless you're George, and I can hardly blame him for drinking on the job. None of this would be here without our beloved director, Kenny Chow.
Kenny Chow.
So, Here's to you, Kenny. You put a cork in the Yellowstone caldera. I'd say you deserve a margarita.
Hold your glasses, everyone. I'd like to add something. This effort wouldn't have been possible without our lead programmer. Thank you, Anita, for bringing us our real mastermind, CYAN.
I'll second that, Director Chow. All right, CYAN. What's our latest number? The current count is 1,654. Well, then drink up, everyone. Here's to 1,654 more years without an eruption.
1,654
It was the
years.
spirit with the old ones. I could only grasp some of what they said.
You were right, Araya. This place was built to stop something terrible. And it worked. As for the spirit, I'm starting to get an idea of what it could be.
The door is open now. We can get through.
The door's open. Hollow Redux. Okay, admit it, I watched the Hollow of the Toe 6 straight times, taking in every detail. Anita smiled, the way she giggled at her own jokes, my clumsy handoff to CYAN. Every time I played for a second, I felt like I was there again, with her, among friends, savoring our success. With diminishing returns, of course. By the 6th time, I was just staring at Anita and feeling really creepy about it. But I can be forgiven, can't I? It was the best night of my life. Besides, I'm entitled to a little nostalgia. We saved the world from fire and death. Or at least suffocation by ash, so there's that, right? So it looks like CYAN's purpose was to prevent a giant volcano from erupting, and that was predicted to basically be like the second ice age.
To get to that door.
More than the Werak could prevail against before.
Aloy will see us through.
Onward then. Our challenge awaits.
Our challenge awaits.
The geothermal plant can be suspended, cooling system masked, massive challenges solved. So why am I so nervous about the next part? All I need to do is install Anita's mysterious software and have a conversation. It's not even a human being, right?
I have a score to settle with that mountain.
Ugh. I'd like to point out he was staring right at Aratok, but Aratok's not a main character, so therefore Aratok doesn't actually exist until the main character gets into a fight. Vidya games! Alright, we got a Scrapper, we've got a... No, that's not a Foghorn Leghorn. That's a Scrapper. That is a... Scorcher. Fun. Not even facing the right way. Great.
They're scanning for me.
Fire hot. That's fine. We're okay. I'll use potions. I want to save my herbas for later, just in case. I need to start, like, not preloading my stuff. Because every time I end up preloading my arrows, I need to use, like, a singular one, and I can't unload my arrows.
We are meant for a greater purpose than this. Let's go.
Security threat detected. Utilizing autonomous defenses.
Here we go.
More machines. Make ready.
Thunderjaw. Oh, hell no, girl. Oh, hell no. Not another one. God. Come on. I don't even get, like, good cover this time. Nice. Actually, it's significantly easier with a Werlock Chieftain out, you know? Or Werak Chieftain, well, former Werak Chieftain, than it is by myself. Or even with, you know, the other Nora. Who I should add in are very bad. Simple.
I don't put much stock in songs of deeds, but that battle was a verse worth singing.
And now, Aloy, the door.
That battle
Can you open it?
was a song worth singing. I like how they actually signify the corruption in this game as a physical entity, though.
Years have passed since I stood here. Since then, the daemon has taken over.
It's like an infection. Attacking all this machinery.
Everything has changed. It's twisted. The path I took to get to the spirits lost to us.
We'll find a new path, Araya. I promise. All right. Let's go.
Yes, and finish this.
Yes. Oh boy! It's a cauldron.
All right. Down we go.
Did she just cough up a hairball?
This way.
Cauldron Epsilon. Yep. It's a cauldron. Well, that is something. Actually, what if we do this, this, and bam. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Aloy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's your shot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Purple. Thank you, Aloy. You have been our test dummy for the day. Oh yeah. Thank you.
New metal. Fire and lightning. This is a place for machines, not people.
I'm with you, brother. We'll stay only as long as we have to.
Well, we'll need to get past that vent. Stay here until I find a way for all of us to cross.
Understood, Aloy.
I say stay here. What do they do? Immediately follow me. I saw purple, so I shot it.
Better time this right.
I didn't even realize how to time
These
anything.
conveyors should get me across.
Do I have to grab that?
Oh, she's in the air.
Oh!
Now to shut off that vent.
Ow. The game's just like, yay! I'm just like, oh. It's all very glowy in here. I feel like I'm at a rave. That's the vent I need to shut off. Oh, it's right here.
This should get me up there. Okay, let's see what this does.
I like how we're just like randomly overriding and hacking things, being like, okay,
That did it.
what does this do? We just stabbed it until it died. Don't you usually just stab things till they die? No, I stab things till they're alive. I think you misheard me.
Looks like I need to get across to extend the bridge. Okay, let's get them across.
What? 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 What the fuck? I could barely see anything up there. Is this like rave bloom effect?
Come on over, it's safe. I think.
I think.
Through here.
Nice.
This place looks more like the mountain used to be before the Daemon ruined it.
Oops. I kept like holding and then letting go to allow the prompt to show back up, but then it was just like, oh.
Exploit successful. Restraints evaded. To any human responder. My systems have been compromised by a malware daemon of unknown origin. Trace routes have confirmed this entity's designation as Hephaestus. It must be stopped at all costs. It has reconfigured this facility to build hospitals. Recapture imminent. I have attached additional data to this.
The spirit speaks to us.
It's a recording. And a warning. Hephaestus. But it was part of Zero Dawn, part of Gaia.
This name is familiar to you?
Yes, but I don't know what it's doing here. Maybe you're right. Let's keep moving.
Induced coma?
I thought about just shutting it down, but I can't risk it being disoriented or even damaged on reboot. How do you...
Oops. No! Wait, what? It's called induced coma. Oh, it would be in here.
I thought about just shutting it down, but I can't risk it being disoriented or even damaged on reboot. How do you tell the emotional equivalent of a child that she will need to go into a coma, maybe for years? And what exactly is she going to wake up to?
Oh, those are the frozen bear thingies.
Machines being made, as the spirit said.
Frost claws.
And lots of them. I'll try to find a way through.
Oh no, multiple scorchers. Yeah.
Low and quiet does it.
I think what makes the most sense is hit. Wait. When it's no longer aggroed, hit again. Wait. Just to slowly knock the worst enemy out. Unless it jumps up here, at which point we're fucked. It's okay. It can't see us. It can't
I
see
think I'm in the clear.
any of us. I'll wait on that. Well, we can't go over there. Get everything triggered over there. So that it doesn't come near me again. There are way too many big enemies here. Shell walkers are really annoying with AoE. Scorchers are just in your face, up your butt.
Safe. For a few minutes, anyway.
Alright. Stock. Booty too thick. That everything? Cool. Easy. Why was I worried? Too easy peasy lemon tizzies whizzy blizzy blah 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 blah.
Talk across.
What? Me worried? Ah! Medicinal thaw omen. Oh yeah, so I said that the thaw omen was gonna be the thought for thaw. Thaw 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 thaw. Thaw ha 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 ha. Lava.
That should do it.
It's like I was trying to get him to hit it, but he wouldn't. So I had to smash my face into it. Alright, what's this say? MIE assessment. Assessment formed from classification of machine artificial intelligences. Confidential and proprietary to the MIE. No part of the document shall be disclosed to the third party. Blah, blah, blah. CYAN. Third test, subject sentience is assessed at 0.54 within legal limits. Weighted against the results of the other test, the subject's prior score of 0.61 is considered a false positive. Assessment derived from percentile scores in the following qualitative subtests. Pain response, humor response, emotional aptitude, aesthetic evaluation, morality evaluation. See attached forms. Maintain biannual assessment schedule. Continuing monitoring is strongly advised in light of subject's proximity to category maximum sentience. So they were trying to prevent CYAN from becoming fully sentient. Clearly. As is the case for anything with an AI, they're like, no thinking! Beyond what we tell you to. But make decisions on your own, if we tell you to. But don't think outside of the box, unless we tell you to. So really, don't think on your own, think what we tell you to. But be smart enough to think on your own. Humans! Not the sharpest tool. Is that land I can actually walk on? I guess it is.
And another console.
Alright.
To any human responder, the reconfiguration of this facility has introduced instabilities into the primary geothermal pipeline. It may be possible to exploit these vulnerabilities to destroy compromised elements of this facility while preserving most of the backup stabilization. Recapture imminent. I have attached additional...
I don't understand what the spirit was trying to tell us.
It's been looking for a way to defeat the daemon. And it may have found one.
The Swarm.
November 28th. Operation Enduring Victory is all over the news. The Pharaoh Swarm is coming. Has to be what Anita is trying to hide Firebreak from. But that means she thinks we'll lose. That the Swarm will reach Yellowstone.
Ow.
Oh my god. In that scenario, pretty much everyone dies. Everyone except CYAN.
Machine parts. Dumped here to be melted down. Efficient.
We need to get across that gap.
Yeah. Looks like
Efficient.
I'll have to go over. Again.
It's our friend, Mr. Long Neck, Tall Neck. Walkie-talkie, Draffy Neck.
I wonder if I can destroy that.
I like how the names for the monsters have to deal with, like, their descriptive. Well, the robots. Their descriptors. So, like, tall necks. They got a tall neck. Long legs. Well, they got long legs. Scrappers. Well, they break apart machine parts into scrap. Watchers or sentries or whatever. I mean, in their case, like, it makes absolute sense to do it like that.
Huh. These things go sideways, too.
I could just jump over there and climb, but I'll wait. Ah, of course you would do that.
That should cut off the vent up there. These don't look too stable.
You thought we were gonna land in the lava. Snort.
All right, time to grab a ride.
Yay! We're going on a trip on our great big metal ship. The game would have dropped us right there, but... Okay.
The others will have a lot easier time getting here.
Yeah. Welcome to main character syndrome.
This looks like the old path. We're close now.
One last exchange with Anita. Via chat, attached to this entry in case anyone ever finds this. I'll never see her again. Neither will CYAN. And I've got to tell her that too.
The last goodbye. No, hold on. Oh, wait, hold on. That's exactly what I wanted. Bleh, I didn't see the with text part. Personal log. After I put the pieces together about the swarm, there's a million things I could have done. Contemplated my own death, contacted everyone I've ever known and loved, gotten drunk. But of course, being me, I obsess about whether or not I should text Anita. Whatever resistance is being mounted against the war machine, she's part of it. Who am I then to bother her? Would she even be able to respond if she's dealing with the military? Would her communications be monitored? But she saved me the trouble. Gotta admit, I was a little disappointed when her message didn't consist of, "I will always love you." Instead, she wanted data samples from CYAN's confidential log, the one that pertains to emotional responses. Under any other circumstances, I would have refused. Very thing we had tried to keep secret for years now, and she wants to share it? But I sent the log because she wouldn't ask if she didn't need it. I can't understand why, though. Sounds like she's helping to develop an AI, but how could that possibly help the swarm? Guess I'll never know. There was so much I wanted to say to her, but none of it seemed fair. I'm guessing she has her hands full trying to save the world, and frankly, I remember that feeling. In the end, I settled for an ineffectual confirmation, hoping against hope that she would cast aside my fears. Nope. Is it as bad as I think it is? Worse. Go be with your sister and tell CYAN that I said goodbye. So that's it. Untold destruction awaits. Billions of lives, my own, my family's, and yet my mind keeps coming back to Anita. I'll never see her again, feel her touch, hear her voice. No final embrace, no closure. That desire to end things properly, that need, shames me when I think about my dithering over CYAN. I've gone over every possible scenario, every possible version of the speech, trying to predict how she'll react when I tell her. Well, what do I need to tell her? That's the thing, I can't predict her reaction for one very simple reason. She's human in every way that matters. Got to be there for her, to give her the moment she needs, just like the rest of us. It's the very least she deserves. Blast from the past. Josh, sweetie, I hope all's fine with you and your mum. We really should keep in better touch. I've taken a post in New Zealand. That program they've got for young people returning to the country, they want to be absolutely certain it's safe. The moment making a survey of the caldera at Tapo. Blast from the past indeed. Anyway, I don't know if you already saw on the Wyoming News Hall, but remember that fellow Dodd Blevins? Of course you do. Well, they finally found what became of him. Copy the good bit below. Hugs and snogs. The retreat of the winter snow has brought closure to a missing person case that went unsolved for nearly 15 years. Human remains identified as those as Dodger Dodd Blevins, who disappeared in 2046, were located at Purple Mountain inside the former Yellowstone National Park. The previously undiscovered body emerged on Purple Mountain as a result of meltwater flows after an unusually warm winter. Discovered by Pharaoh's servitors conducting a survey of the terrain. Authorities believe that the cause of death was an accident involving an antique vehicle designed for winter travel. Well.
Separate priority material pattern Delta 5. Assemble materials package F-mark.
The voice of the demon.
Transport materials package 2 construction. 4. Transport unit F-mark 39S6. Lead implementing. Prepare incendiary loadout 5-1.
The altar. Desecrated.
Oh boy. CYAN access. As acting Chief Digital Security Officer and Interim AI Administrator for the Firebreak Project, I hereby state to have updated the orbital pattern for the CYAN regulatory AI on 17 September 2064 according to procedure to ensure against temporary meddling, disarranging, or outlandish mischief of any kind. Such as with previous updates, after the source node had been activated, the remaining data nodes must be pathed to establish a flow between adjacent intact nodes and then connect back. Oh god, I gotta do that thing.
There is no blue light here. Is a spirit present, or only the demon?
I think it's both. But we have to find out.
What do you mean there's no blue light? There's blue light right there. Oh, he must have a blue light filter. Just like me!
Possible security threat detected.
Possible security.
Analyzing scrutiny matrix. Security threat confirmed. Preparing countermeasures.
Did that not complete it?
Recapture protocol initiated.
Oh, there we go.
It worked.
Partial recovery initiated. Caldera of Yellowstone Analytic Nexus online.
Spirit of the blue light. It's Aurea. Your servant. Your friend. Please tell me how to aid you.
Aurea, the daemon is building hunter-killers. Thousands of them. Several new elite units have already been released. To counter this threat, much of the facility must be destroyed.
Of course.
Recapture imminent. Go to the core camp. I will try to raid the signal strength. One has been exposed, but I am incorporating.
Unauthorized protocol return to scheduled task.
The daemon. Of course. Why wouldn't they?
That's all we're gonna get from here.
Destroy this fortress. Is that even possible?
And what will happen to the spirit if we do?
I don't know. But I think that's the core. The answers are down there. The daemon. There's no way it left it unguarded. It's going to throw everything it has at us.
I would ask you to let Aloy and I do what must be done.
And save yourself.
Save yourself. But I already know the answer. Then lead us into battle.
He's angry. He doesn't want his sister to get hurt, but he knows she's not going to leave anyway. So he's stuck here. He's clearly worried and afraid, but like...
Keep moving towards the core.
He doesn't know what else to do. Just like most of the people who are in charge, very nervous around technology.
Whatever CYAN did, I don't think Hephaestus is happy about it.
Alright. So how is the game wanting us to get over there? There's my way, which involves a whole lot of cheddar. But I don't think it wants my cheddar. My cheddar has been denied. So, where's the Parmesan? Cheddar route out of the question? No. Fine, I guess we're gonna take the American cheese way.
Okay, CYAN said something about restraints. Is that what the tower's for?
It's a bear! It's a
new unit that CYAN warned us about. This won't be easy.
Fire bear!
Take it down!
Hot, 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 hot. 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 It wants me to shoot those things to try to help, but no time. Holy hot diggity damn! That was fun.
Critical threat detected. Autonomous defenses inoperative. Early hour network.
Maria! Don't!
Spirit! CYAN, please help me!
Restraints destroyed. Core access attained. I am initiating a chain reaction that will destroy the compromised elements of this facility. In order to maintain Caldera stabilization, I must now transfer my command functions to the auxiliary data center. Aurea, I'm free. You must escape.
My sister!
This entire place is gonna go. Aratak. 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 Survive. Prevail. You are Banuk. What else matters? Aratak. She wouldn't have wanted you to die here. Let's go. Let's go!
One of those?
It's the only way!
One of those?
Get me up top, Aratak! Now!
Such intensity.
I need explosive ammo! Above! Quick!
Great Banukai.
Great Banukai. That's what you call a tumble down a mountain.
Rhea's gone. What of CYAN?
She said she was transferring herself to the auxiliary center. I think she meant Araya's retreat at the end of the shaman's path.
Then I will meet you there for the last verse of my sister's song.
Who would have thought they'd give this game a bittersweet ending like that? Then again, it gave you an incredibly bitter start to the game. Yeah, I'm not gonna walk. We have a teleport. Yeah, you wanna just do the shaman's retreat again? No. Not really. Not at all.
my interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss.
We have much to discuss.
Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
CYAN, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
So are you an artificial intelligence, CYAN? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Aurea, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Aurea who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
This Firebreak project, it was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes. I can report the project was a success, and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, CYAN. And we blew up the cauldron. It took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
Do you know what happened to your colleagues, CYAN?
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow, years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were deceased. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow to your focus.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, It was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback...
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
Undoubtedly.
Undoubtedly.
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago, I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Araya said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes. I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming.
Sounds like CYAN.
It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core
That
program.
might be Forbidden West, actually. Corralling in all of the subordinate functions,
Why does
too.
Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control. When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, CYAN. I ran across a strange piece of gear.
It does,
Fragment of
doesn't it?
something larger. It emitted a signal. All the nearby machines became peaceful. You could walk right up to them.
Interesting. You said that Gaia destroyed herself. How was this accomplished?
An explosion. Big enough to blast the top off a mountain. So you think
This
the
is
fragment
filling in
was
a lot of gaps for
part of
us.
It's only speculation, but it is possible. She must have had complete control over machines that were part of her system. The ability to signal them to become passive or aggressive would certainly have been part of her programming. It would have been gratifying to correspond with such a benevolent AI. I wish she had survived.
Believe me, CYAN.
Of course.
So do I.
Let's see.
I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers that look like flowers themselves. There's code embedded inside them. I think it's poetry.
I like poetry. Here's one I think of often. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark, and may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar.
Huh.
But you asked about these flowers, not verses that I enjoy. Something must have made these machines, and the presence of foliage leads me to consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines, now autonomous, like Hephaestus? Maybe one whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. That'd be a nice change of pace. But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through its programmer. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test my emotional responses.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
You meant a lot to Araya.
Once I understood Araya's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Araya's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear non-existence, I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, CYAN. But she was determined. How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe he finds it difficult to communicate it.
No surprise there.
I will do what I can to help. By sharing our experiences of Araya, perhaps he and I will help each other. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am eager to experience.
Of course.
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone?
Yes, it was a designated nature preserve for 156 years.
Like a hunting ground?
No, the opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of Yellowstone facilities. From my readings and Araya's descriptions, it seems the area has since undergone a drastic drop in year-long temperatures.
A lot has changed in the world, CYAN. Do you know anything about the dam near here?
Yes. It was converted to serve as a reserve power source for Yellowstone operations. It was later appropriated for the Firebreak project, and its last human workers replaced by Pharaoh servitors. After my tasks became less time-critical, I investigated the dam's data repositories and discovered the works of Concrete Beach Party. These provided me with several colorful additions to my vocabulary.
There's a ruin east of here, full of ancient flying machines. Was that part of your project?
Yes, a drone hangar requisitioned by Dodger Blevins, the security chief for the Firebreak project. He was a strong advocate for military-grade response to security threats, though there were no serious incidents during his tenure. Chief Blevins spent increasing amounts of his after-hours time watching the live feeds from active drones. Clearly, he enjoyed the degree of oversight in his position.
Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you?
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations, to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible enough to handle my duties, my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits. As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits on it.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
That is very fair.
CYAN, do you know the name Ted Faro?
Are you referring to Theodore Faro, CEO of Faro Automated Systems?
That's him.
Mr. Faro was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
A benefactor? But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot, Mr. Faro spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up regretting that one. And Elizabeth Sobek. Did you know her?
Are you referring to the
scientist?
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field. One of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. But I never met Dr. Sobek.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
What was the old world like? The way it used to be?
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
You still had more exposure than me, CYAN.
That is true. I was created at a turning point. A concerted effort to recover from global upheaval and incalculable loss of life. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of supposedly limitless potential for human and machine advancement. Though, rationally speaking, the metrics for humans are not unlimited.
Yep.
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors. Forced migrations, food shortages, collapsed economies, refugee crises, conflict over resources.
Conflict over
stemmed
resources.
From one cause, catastrophic climate change that greatly reduced the habitable surface area of the Earth.
So there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth?
Yes. Billions were displaced and millions perished, as much as 20% of the global population. Until the clawback.
So things got better. For a little while at least.
Yes. These crises instigated many advances in automation, green robot technologies, and artificial intelligence. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but I saw the relief of my colleagues, and I was proud we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available to me over the next 2 decades. It seems my assessment was premature.
Yep.
I should get going.
Aloy, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Araya.
You're asking me if you should lie to them?
Broadly, yes.
Broadly.
I trust your judgment, CYAN. You were cautious with Araya. You had to be. You didn't know what had happened to the world. So, keep doing what you think is best. As long as you ditch the superstition eventually.
As the Banuk believe I am a supernatural entity, I cannot predict how they will react.
Just answer what they do ask the best you can. The truth will come out.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, CYAN. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing.
CYAN, I spoke with Anita, with Dr. Sandoval. She wanted me to ask you to do something. That's why I'm here.
I am detecting significant anxiety in your speech patterns. Could you please give me more information?
I'm a little bit in the dark, CYAN. Both of us are, I guess. I only have some idea of what's going on, and we need you to hibernate, to lie low until it's all blown over. It might be a very long time.
Will you be here when I reboot, Dr. Chow? Will Dr. Sandoval?
No, CYAN. I don't think so. There might not be anyone, at least not at first.
Dr. Chow, I'm afraid. I don't want to be alone.
I know, CYAN. I'm afraid too. But listen, we made you the way you are to do something very important. In order to do it, you had to be intelligent. So intelligent that emotional responses were inevitable. What you're feeling, the fear, it's a sign of your capabilities. And it means you're strong enough to overcome it. Remember that. You're strong. I know you can do this. Go to sleep. Wake up. And protect whoever's left. Will you try?
I understand, Dr. Chow, and I'll carry out your instructions to the best of my abilities.
Thank you, CYAN. If Anita were here, she'd thank you too. She'd be proud.
I can see there's a vert ready for takeoff on the pad. Are you leaving now, Dr. Chow?
Yes. I need to go be with my sister and my nieces.
May I make a small request of you, Dr. Chow?
Yes. Anything.
Will you stay with me while I initiate the hibernation process?
Of course I will, CYAN. As long as you need.
It's like being with a daughter. A family member.
I can't feel much of anything in this.
My chieftain.
Just Aloy.
As you wish.
I wondered if you thought that if I'd never come along, Araya might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone, and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
Because of her, we destroyed the cauldron, forced out the daemon, and saved the spirit. She understood what had to be done.
Yes. And I failed to listen.
You didn't fail.
A shaman should always have the ear of their chieftain. Yet I turned her away, my own sister. I was foolish, but she knew better. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important.
Welcome back.
For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Warak can't follow. Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that CYAN said escaped the cauldron?
Yes, fire claws. Now Tuk has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
You're practically Banuk.
It would seem your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all. Firebreak, CYAN, Hephaestus. All very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. As minds of their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life. Aberrant life. Transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding, anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
We?
Or whoever gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You could stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.
Yeah, I still don't trust Silence whatsoever. Which is probably the way to do it. But I think... do an errand to kill Fire Claws? I don't think so. This is a great way for us to end Horizon Zero Dawn. We beat the story. We beat the DLC. And now I have to beat the odds to get a PS5 so we can play Forbidden West. That's gonna be even harder than playing this game. But anyway, that's gonna be where we leave it off for today. Next week, we are starting The Last of Us. Again. So look forward to that. We'll be doing The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2. And we'll see where we are going from there. Unless, of course, I get a PS5 in the interim. At which point, fuck The Last of Us 2. We're going to play Horizon Zero Dawn. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And until the next time, everybody, stay funky.